everybody. We are celebrating today. We're celebrating Patrick's, I never know what to call it, like acquisition of iFOAM in Nashville. So congratulations, Patrick.
Thank you. Very excited.
I'm excited too for you. As you know, this is one of my favorites, right? I love the model. I went to the Discovery Day and my jaw was on the floor, right? It's just a good model. And I think you kind of had a similar experience when you were there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was impressive. I think, everything leading up to Discovery Day was exciting, but really to see it all in person and the momentum and meet all the experts face to face, it was inspiring. So I'm very excited.
Awesome. And talk a little bit too, and we're here with Steve from iFOAM. He's going to give us some information in a second about what it is. Steve, go ahead. Tell us what is iFOAM. You got about 20 seconds. Can you get it out that quickly?
Oh my goodness. Well, there's so many things, but iFOAM, we are in the insulation industry. And this is honestly one of my favorite things because I know every little boy and girl wants to be an insulation contractor. And that's why Patrick himself, said that's what he had a dream of when he was 10 years old. And so it was a match made in heaven. I didn't have to explain a thing, but interior home insulation, focusing around spray foam, and more than anything, I think something that's worth talking about is with any franchise concept, it's about the support, the vendor relationships, the teams behind it, and that's certainly something that's really exciting with iFOAM and Horsepower Brands.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we failed to mention the big powerhouse behind iFOAM, right? Which is the Horsepower Brands. Just their support is insane. It's just yeah. Patrick and I have said before, like it's a game changer, I think, right? So, all right. So I think what might be helpful for this one, Patrick, I think, we've talked about this and I talk about this on my videos a lot, is that people kind of fall into different buckets as we get to your short list. And for you, you're a corporate guy. This was going to be semi-absent, but you had a pretty good understanding of home services because you're flipping sometimes, right? And
yeah, that's right.
And that type of thing. So kind of tell people about the process that led you to the fabulous industry of spray foam insulation.
Yeah, that's right. So, I've been interested in owning a franchise for a while, but, kind of passively looked for the past couple of years, never really engaged a professional or did much other than kind of surfing the internet. And when I got connected with you, Lisa, I got schooled, I think, pretty quickly. I mean, one, I had no idea. I never even thought about all these different verticals. Certainly spray foam insulation wasn't the top of the list. I thought I was going to own like an Annie Ann's pretzel in the mall or something like that when I started this process. So, it was very educational, throughout the whole process. So I looked at about 12 brands, from a screening perspective pretty quickly. We narrowed those down to 3. Quite frankly, iFOAM was sort of a late entrant. But really, as I dug in, there's just so many different aspects, right? Digging in with the iFOAM team on the details there, digging in with other franchisees, even other candidates going through the process, understanding the support verticals, financing, legal, tax. I mean, Steve did a really good job of making sure that I had connections with sort of all aspects of the business, even the spray foam equipment providers. So I felt pretty well-rounded throughout that process. And I just learned a ton, but it was a ton that gave me, confidence in moving forward and really reinforced that there's quite a support system, around me for all this process. So it was a really educational, process. I have several friends that have expressed, thoughts of doing that in the future in a very casual way, are now like, okay, introduce me. I want to dig into this too. So I think it's exciting.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for that. And I think that's important, right? Like this is not a sprint. It's a marathon. There's a lot to learn. We're going to talk about words that you never heard before. And like you said, like there's a lot of industries out there. People think, Jimmy John's, Annie, like always in food or not, or maid service, right? It's like, that's a And so good for you for being open-minded. And thank you so much for kind of opening yourself up to being educated on the industry. I mean, you're a smart corporate guy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys, we are going to celebrate. Let's get those confetti poppers ready. And we'll do it in 3, 2, 1. There we go.
So good. I have both of my eyeballs. I'm excited.
That's right. Everyone's safe.
Perfect. Thanks so much, both of you. Steve, I appreciate all of your help and the help of Horsepower too, just keeping me in the loop of what's happening, but just really keeping Patrick, slow stair step, not this crazy over the top sales process. I really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. I think as you get into a business or a franchise, it's far more about educating yourself on what's right, and also kind of dispelling any of the misnomers, kind of like you kind of think originally, because really the business eventually becomes kind of a widget. It's how do I want to operate, and what are kind of the goals that I have with my lifestyle. And I really appreciate Lisa, you know us really well, and you've gotten the chance to kind of dive into Horsepower and send us fantastic people who are now part of the Horsepower family and iFOAM. And Patrick, really look forward to you growing in Nashville.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk to you both soon.
We'll see y'all.
Bye.
Bye.